this. You gotta help me. Please, please help me. Who are you? You look familiar. I'm James Gunn. Oh, hey, James Gunn. You gotta help me, man. A mob of Zack Snyder fans are after me. Oh, man. Quickly, come in here. You can hide in my house. Oh, thanks. You can hide in this closet. I owe you for this. If you don't mind, I'm going to film my movie review right now. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, thanks. I love superheroes. I always have, ever since I was a kid. They're cool, okay? If you don't like superheroes, you're stupid. No, but seriously. What I love most about superheroes is when they have human struggles and feel like real people. I love how Spider-Man is always dealing with life stuff on top of everybody hating on him, on top of trying to fight villains, and he just does his best to keep doing the right thing. Sometimes messing up because he's just a teenager. Love you, Spider-Man. Just keep doing what you do. The reason I bring this up is because this new Superman movie really takes that approach. Up until now, I've never really thought of Superman as a relatable or very nuanced character. Partially because I'm not well versed in DC superheroes. I'm much more of a Marvel fan myself, but also because I've only really seen him portrayed as pretty much invincible, both physically and emotionally. He's never really stood out to me as that great of a character. Sorry. Unlike Spider-Man. Spider-Man is cool. But this interpretation of Superman is just not that at all. The movie opens with Superman crashing to the ground, all beaten up and bloody. We see him continually get beaten up throughout the movie. This version of him isn't invincible. He can lose in a fight. More importantly, this Superman is emotionally vulnerable. He genuinely wants to help people. In fact, he cries when someone he barely knows gets killed. He's emotionally affected by the public's negative perception of him, despite just wanting to help. And in addition to all that, what I really love about this version of Superman is that he's optimistic. At the core of his character, Superman is fun, kind, and a little cheesy. That's where Zack Snyder really went wrong, making Superman overly serious and angry all the time. It absolutely works for Batman, but in my opinion, you can only make Superman work with a much less serious tone, like the first Superman movie. I also want to mention I absolutely loved the costume design for Superman. It's very simple and comic booky, but with a nice modern twist. And they kept the red underwear on the outside of the costume. Moving on from Superman himself, I think that the DC world James Gunn has set up here is great. What separates this world from, say, the MCU is that right from the get-go, this universe feels lived in, already occupied by various superheroes. What James Gunn basically does is take pre-existing characters from comics and put his own spin on them, give them different dynamics or personalities. He did that a little with the Guardians trilogy, but with this one he really lets loose with some weird stuff. There's a character called Mr. Terrific, one of the best characters in this movie. He's great, and he's part of a team of heroes called the Justice Gang. This concept of a lived-in, slightly cartoonish, hero-filled world really reminds me of what I would do playing as a kid with superhero toys. It's so imaginative and fun to watch. It's obvious James Gunn has a genuine love for comic books and superheroes. This movie also has the best Green Lantern adaptation in any movie because it's fully aware of how lame Green Lantern is. The cast of this movie is just perfect. David Cornsweet, however you say that name, Cornsweet, is debatably the best Superman. Him and Christopher Reeves were definitely going for different things. And Christopher Reeves definitely has a really big legacy to back him up. But Cornsweet brings so much humanity to the role. And he has great chemistry with Lois Lane. But the biggest star of the show, for me, was Lex Luthor. He's just an over-the-top, completely evil guy who loves explaining his evil plots like he's in a comic book. He just hates Superman because he's jealous. He even says so at the end. Nicholas Hoult was the perfect casting. He does so well with his facial expressions and his deliveries of lines. I love how when he gets defeated in the end, he's so mad he's just silently crying. Now, normally, I would criticize a movie for having an excessive amount of CGI, like that terrible Snow White movie. But it seems like every time James Gunn is at the helm of a project, the usage of special effects is used well and looks very good. Everything looks either super real or it looks just a little unrealistic, but just cartoonish enough to work for me. On top of that, this movie is so colorful and pleasing to look at. The movie looks very much unlike the MCU's bland color palette, and in recent years, very questionable CGI. Also unlike the MCU, this movie doesn't have annoying quips or out-of-character jokes that break the tension. The humor is very character-driven and makes sense in the story. It has jokes, but they're at appropriate times, and don't make things less dramatic or impactful. One of the major criticisms I keep hearing about this is that there's too much storylines going on, too many characters, etc. I think that this is a fair critique, but for the most part it's not a huge problem for me. I thought the story flowed very well and the movie moved relatively quickly. The various characters and storylines were at the very least really good, and they ended up being vital to the plot at the end. I had much less of a problem with this being a bit messy than I did with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I thought that one kinda could have used some trimming. However, I would have preferred more Clark Kent scenes, and maybe more interaction between him and Jimmy Olsen. This movie is just full of personality. I can't help but love it. I think it's awesome that someone talented and passionate about filmmaking got complete free reign over an IP that they genuinely love. If you look at this movie next to, say, Iron Man 2, it's obvious which one was a passion project and which one was just made to set up a future movie. I know, apologies to all three of you Iron Man 2 fans. This movie really makes me hopeful for the new DC universe. I can't wait to re-enter this fun world being set up, and I'm looking forward to seeing more superhero movies that are, you know, actual movies. It's pretty super. I give it a 9 out of 10. What is that knocking at the door I hear? Hey, have you seen James Gunn around here? Oh, yeah, I think he went that way. Hey, thanks. Let's get him, boys! Ah! Thanks, man. I sure was in a pickle there. Really helped me out. Don't mention it. No, seriously. Thank you. Bye, James Gunn.